So Universal uploaded a video today showing off some of the animation for Shrek 5 in like the cast, and even though a lot of other people are very off-put in complaining about this, I actually am kind of excited. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of excited. I know there are people who are like, ooh, it's Zendaya playing Felicia in this. And I don't know, that doesn't really bother me. I'm not really bothered by the casting choice because, well, on one hand, Zendaya actually isn't that bad of an actress. I think she does a good job typically. But in addition to that, I mean, the Shrek series has always had celebrity voice actors, so yeah, the series has done this before. It's not like casting another celebrity is going to be the end of the world. Like, I mean, you know, literally the main characters in the series are voiced by people who were popular at the time the original movie came out. However, I do think that the new, like, look of the animation, I do think that that's very distracting. Like, as somebody whose favorite series is Shrek, seeing it tweaked, like, the characters still at least look kind of gross, so that's good, but I don't feel that they did it in a good way this time, because even though they still have that grotesque charm that fit so well in the original movies, they're tweaked ever so slightly to just look off, and because we're used to the way that the original movies looked, now, yeah, it's just uncanny looking now. Not, you see, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish also looked different than the rest of the Shrek movies, but the reason why that's not an issue is because Puss in Boots is a completely different character. So having his movies animated in a different way to suit a story starring him as the protagonist, that was a good call. That was a good decision. But for Shrek, now it just looks completely different and not to how we're used to seeing him. Another issue I had is the fact that the thing, it leaned into Shrek being such a meme. Like, it showcased the magic mirror playing memes about Shrek, kind of like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, which I hope that's not what they do in the movie. I hope it's just something they did for the marketing. But yeah, so I think that would be really strange if it actually was in the movie, because Shrek the Third, I mean, it infamously made the series into a joke. Like, people didn't like that movie. It was all stupid and childish in a bad way. And even Shrek Forever After, sort of in a meta context, was made about, like, literally the plot of that movie kicks off because Shrek wants to stop being a joke. He wants people to take him seriously and fear him, and he feels nostalgic for when he wasn't, like, when he wasn't a meme. So, and clearly as a character, Shrek has moved past that. Like, because of Shrek Forever After, he's willing, he is grateful for what he has, and that's good. So, but, like, you know, it makes sense that sort of thing wouldn't go away in universe. And, you know, it also makes sense that he still wouldn't be all into it, although, obviously, he's not going to, like, trust Rumpelstiltskin or anybody like that again because of that. He still appreciates what he has and that he has a good life. So that's weird to me, because I feel like Shrek Forever After ended off the series perfectly, and you can't really, and I didn't think you could do much more with Shrek as a character past that. I mean, his arc is over, right? And So when Shrek 5 was first announced, I started thinking about what possible ways they could make a fifth movie. And the thing that I thought of was that the best... I mean, I would prefer for a Shrek 5 to not happen in the first place, but, you know, it's good for animators to have their jobs and stuff like that. So my thought process was that since they were making a Shrek 5 anyway, the best thing they could probably do would be to age up the triplets and maybe have some conflict around that. Like, I don't know, maybe puberty, maybe they're moving out and Shrek has to sort of let go but still be there. And based off of the trailer, they actually did age them up, because Felicia is visibly older. She's turned into she's turned into Zendaya. I guess I don't know technically what age she is going to be in the movie, but she's definitely not a baby anymore. And ultimately, that's the reason I'm excited to see this, because once again, I thought of how a Shrek 5 could happen, and they seem to be delving into that. And I genuinely think having the triplets be older is interesting. I mean, it doesn't necessarily constitute a good plot. And once again, the trailer teaser video, the casting announcement still makes it seem, by all accounts, it doesn't seem like it's going to be good, but it has potential. It has promise. And I'm actually pretty optimistic about this. Even if I don't realistically think it's going to be good, I now have... It's piqued my interest, you know? And hopefully, like they did with Shrek Forever After, the DreamWorks will learn from the fact that Shrek the Third was very bad and won't make something like that again. I hope so. I can't tell you whether or not they have. But, yeah. So, I don't think they'll ever make something as bad as Shrek the Third in the series again. I don't think that's feasible. But, and this could still be a pointless bad movie. A cash grab. And I'm sure it was made for the sake of making money. I mean, come on. Once again, Shrek's character arc is already complete. But, yeah, I mean, it's like Toy Story 4 in the sense where it's completely unnecessary. Although, once again, because Shrek has already had a bad movie in the series, I don't think it'll ever reach that level of terribleness. The worst I can imagine this being would be inoffensive. I mean, not because of the teaser we just got with the memes and stuff, but yeah, I genuinely don't see how they could mess it up that badly to the point where it completely regresses his character. Maybe I am just optimistic as, like, such a big Shrek fan, but I mean, it probably is just that. But similarly to how Gaming Magic 13 is optimistic about Toy Story 5, I feel like I'm like the one person at the moment who's giving this a chance. And none of what we've seen really indicates that it's going to be the worst thing ever. It didn't need to exist, but just because it didn't need to exist doesn't mean it can't still be good. I mean, technically speaking, none of the Toy Story sequels needed to happen. I'm glad they did, though, because they're really, with the exception of 4. And maybe 5, we'll see how that ages. But 2 and 3 technically didn't need to happen. So I don't think that a sequel being unnecessary will automatically make it bad. Just my only The only question I really have is what specifically are they going to do with Shrek's character this time around? I don't know. But yeah, I have no idea. But once again, my speculation with the potential of the triplets being older, I think it'll have some sort of conflict to do with them, especially considering that Zendaya was listed as 4th on the casting list in that teaser, and that also we saw her. I don't feel like I have that much more to add. Ooh, you know what I just thought of that I can't add? I'm actually kind of interested into seeing, okay, one more. Damn it, I'm so jumbled up right now. First off, we don't really know exactly what the plot is going to be, since that wasn't even really a teaser. It was just supposed to be the casting announcement. But also, in addition, I'm kind of wondering what musical identity Shrek 4 is going to have, considering that the previous movies used licensed music from that time. So I don't know. I'm actually kind of excited to see what they're gonna do with that, and particularly keeping in mind that, you know, if there's like a conflict or big difference between Shrek and Felicia at this point, they could definitely use music that some sort of style of music that we haven't heard yet in the series. You know, I think that could be a really effective way of communicating the difference between the two, if they wanted to do that. There are a lot of the movie has potential. The movie has potential. Even if it doesn't enact on that, assuming I live long enough, I'll probably watch it. And keeping in mind that, once again, from an analytical perspective, it doesn't look like it's going to be good. I still think it absolutely could be, and I'm gonna give it a chance. I recommend you guys do the same. Or not. I don't know. I'm not the boss of you. Do whatever you want.